we have the pleasure of having Gilberto Salcedo, who's the Tourism Vice President of ProColumbia, Colombia's tourism board. Welcome from Bogota.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Well, tell us what's going on with the opening of Colombia for tourism right now, please.
Well, we have a huge period for, in that we have to suffer this lockdown. And of course, in the tourism field, we stopped the operations here in Colombia from March to September. Now, or currently, we activated the tourism operations from September 21st. We received the first international flight in Cartagena and in Bogota, and right now we are trying to establish and recover the industry as a whole. Of course, we don't have the numbers that we had the past year, but right now we are receiving, BFR that is important for the tourism here in the country. We are start receiving, of course, international tourists from different countries like the States, like Mexico, like Guatemala, like República Dominicana, Panama, and Peru, among others countries that are very important markets for our tourism.
You returned from the U.S. Last week.
Yeah.
New flight service. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's a very good news for Colombia, because we are launching in the middle of this difficult situation new routes from the States to Colombia.
Wow.
The first one is from Fort Lauderdale to Bucaramanga. That is a wonderful city in the north part of the country, and to Barranquilla, also from Fort Lauderdale to Barranquilla. So, it's not easy to say that we are launching these new routes in the middle of this situation, especially for the airlines. But Spirit is absolutely, with the commitment with Colombia and expanding the operations here, and of course taking advantage of the opportunities that are emerging in the middle of this situation. So that's very good news. We hope these new routes are, adding value to these regions, adding value to the tourism, and of course, growing the traffic from the States to Colombia.
And Fort Lauderdale is a good connecting city. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, good connecting city for interior cities. So that's great. Gilberto, what do you think will attract visitors to Colombia in the post-COVID world, given that most research would point that people are looking at open spaces, free spaces, rather than city experience?
Well, Colombia is a country of nature, of culture, and of course, in this new normal, Colombia came with a new and very, like very powerful offer from the tourist side. We have different destinations here in Colombia, in the whole country, and close to the big cities, but also far from them, that can offer this kind of conditions that people is looking for in this new normal. Like you said, the social distancing, like open spaces, like contact with nature. And of course, just let me speak about one of these regions, the Caribbean region here in Colombia, that is so different to the Caribbean in the different countries around the hemisphere. Well, first of all, we have Cartagena, that is an icon here in Latin America of the tourism. when you can get there, you have these beautiful walls, um, and all this colonial culture and all this music and gastronomy and everything that you can enjoy in these open spaces in this open city, to walk the city. So it's a wonderful experience. Just 2 hours from Cartagena by car, you're going to find Barranquilla. Barranquilla is like the commercial city in the coast. It's a very cosmopolitan city. Of course, you are going to find a variety of people, food, and different experience related even to nature, because pretty close, just 20 minutes from the city, you're going to find a national park that is named Parque Isla de Salamanca. So you can go there, you can have this beautiful contact with the sea, but the river and all the nature and all the animals and all the plants that you can find there. So from Barranquilla, you can take also a car and go to Santa Marta. That is also 2 hours from Barranquilla by car. And in Santa Marta, you're going to find another park that is a virgin beach that is called um, Parque Tayrona. From the beach in the Parque Tayrona, you can see the peaks of the mountains, the biggest mountain here in Colombia, that is La Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta. And you can see this peak with snow in the peak. So it's a wonderful experience. You can have contact with the indigenous culture that we have in this area. And of course, it's a nature experience, it's an open space experience. And then you take your car again from Santa Marta and you can go 2 hours from Santa Marta to La Guajira. In La Guajira, you're going to find the most beautiful desert that you can find in Colombia, I think, with these long beaches, with these indigenous, of course, that is other kind of indigenous that you found in the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, with all the culture and all these beautiful assets that they have from the cultural side. So this is just an area, this is just a region here in Colombia, but you're going to find, of course, in the mountains, in the Andean mountains, Santander, Boyacá, and Cundinamarca, whereas Bogota, of course, you can go and have very different experience, a variety, again, of foods, of people, and different operations from the tourism side. And I mean, this is not only very good spaces. You are going to find in everywhere here in Colombia tour operations, and of course very accurate experiences for all the foreign tourists from all over the world.
Gilberto, what you just described, I've had been lucky enough to have experienced, and can say that not only what you described is exactly true, and that if you go just slightly away from the beach, from the ocean, you have all the nature, mountains, etc. So for those who like that, plenty of that and the people, the cuisine, marvelous. We'll come back to more about Colombia in a moment, but I think our audience maybe who are saying, well, great, I may want to visit Colombia, are thinking, what is Colombia doing to ensure that their visit is safe? What are the protocols for safety and health being put in place, not only across the main hotels, but also local restaurants, bars, the smaller places that are so nice to visit?
Well, that's a very good question, because I think um, one of the most important things to take this decision to travel to another country currently is based especially not only in the price, but also in the safety measures or the biosafety measures that we are taking in the different countries. Here in Colombia, we took seriously this kind of protocols, this kind of measures, and you're gonna find just in the moment that you arrive to the airport, uh, a very good experience related with the biosafety. Why? In El Dorado, by example, that receive maybe 75% from the international traffic to Colombia. El Dorado Airport is the hugest that we have here in the country. And they have different measures, not only with the heat cameras trying to detect if somebody is with fever or something like that, but also all the things that you can see to wash your hands, to keep, gel and antibacterial gel all over the place. But also we have an extreme measures like a lab. We have a special lab in this airport to take COVID tests in the place, in the location. So, you can see that all the activity, all the operations are involved, are related with the biosafety measures, just in the airport. But if you're going to take the transportation in a taxi or public services, you're going to have limits in the, of course, amount of people that can go in a bus. But in a taxi or in a special services, you're going to find also different measures, like plastic barriers from the passengers to the driver. You're going to find alcohol in the different cars. And when you arrived to a hotel, the same. You're going to see all the measures from the door to your room. And some of them, when they don't have capacity to serve, by example, the food in an open space, they're going to serve you the food in your room. So we are taking this very seriously. We want to have a safe experience for everyone here in Colombia. Of course, always keeping the balance with the tourist experience is important, because it's not also the antibacterial gel or also the alcohol, is also to have the opportunity to have contact with the nature, to have contact with the different natural assets that we have here in Colombia. So as I'm telling you, this is very important for Colombia. We have a very disciplined industry, and we are taking into account all the measures, the highest standards, to have this safe experience.
Is it common for people to wear masks in the cities or out in the outside of the cities?
I don't know how, I don't know why, but in a little period of, in a short period of time, we can say that everyone here in Colombia, everyone is using a mask. We don't care about the different theories or positions. Sometimes even in the States, the political positions about the mask. We don't care about that. We care about the health. We care about the right measures to avoid the COVID-19. So yeah, everyone
That's
is
great.
using this mask.
I have a theory, Gilberto, and this goes back to my experience with the people of Colombia. Besides being very friendly, they're caring people. So different than some countries where people don't, they think it's a matter of their personal freedom to be required to wear a mask. In Colombia, they care about their family, friends, and just people, so they wear the mask for protection for everybody's safety.
I agree with you. I think that we care about others here in Colombia, and maybe is that one of the best characteristics that we have here, that we are welcoming, that we are, warm with the people, and we care about others. We care about the situation of the other people.
Two of the things I like to do, actually three, but briefly, please. Medellin, Coffee Route, Cali. What are they? offering that's special now that travel agents, tour operators, travelers should know about?
Well, I have to tell you, Medellin is right now like the I don't know, the best experience that you can have to understand how is the transformation that our country is suffering from the last 2 decades. I mean, you know that Colombia was identified with the narco traffic, terrorism, and everything, but right now we are in another page of our history, and Medellin is like a very good example to tell this story. How a city that came from this dark history is right now an innovative, a modern, and a very good place to live. You can see in Medellin experiences like in Comuna 13, that is a suburb. You know, it's like the favelas in Rio de Janeiro or something like that, where the violence was, you know, like a part of their lives. Right now, it's not the violence, it's the music, it's the culture, it's the possibility to understand the history of the city through the graffiti culture. So this is Medellin. Medellin is a modern and innovative and a very good example of the positive transformation of Colombia. Cali is like the epicenter of the music, the culture. Cali is, you know, Cali is music. Yeah, salsa and everything. So you can be a part of this kind of culture quickly. You can get inside, you know, these schools of salsa in the middle of the downtown, but also go to these fancy places, but also go to, you know, different shows, a very, you know, good performances that you can find there, even with different groups, like, you know, groups like today are joined, like Shakira in the Super Bowl. They were dancing with Shakira. You can go to the school where they teaches salsa to the people. Well, I don't know, and the fantastic gastronomy. I don't know why, but they have this, you know, taste. They have these flavors with a very special touch in Cali and in El Valle, and of course they are surrounded by nature. You can have experiences in bird watching. You can have experiences, you know, with adventure travelers. Well, Cali is so complete. And you tell me about Medellin, Cali, and
The coffee route. The
okay, yeah, the coffee region. The coffee region is, you know, like the seal of Colombia, because coffee. When you talk about coffee, necessarily you have to talk about Colombia, and there you can have these experiences related to the coffee in the haciendas that are like lodges, traditional lodges that were, you know, these farms, these coffee farms in the past, and right now they are adequate to receive people and to have, you know, these gastronomic experiences, these coffee experiences, and all the nature again that are surrounding all this area, with bird watching, with, you know, these little towns, these colonial little towns that you can find there. So the coffee regions is like, you know, like a magical place for us and for all the international travelers. You can connect quickly with our coffee culture. You can connect quickly with our gastronomy and also with in a very special place that can offer, you know, like a natural and a very deep experience related to the nature.
And I want to just add is that I did experience, I guess you could call it, some of these hacienda accommodations or bed and breakfast, if you will.
Yeah, it's
And
lodges. Yeah.
they're not what you would normally have in mind about them. They're very comfortable, homely, great food, great other guests. Now, as we look at 2021 and some level of recovery, how important are travel agents and tour operators going to be part of that recovery in Colombia?
Well, of course, the agencies are going to play a fundamental role, I think, because right now, as I was telling you, this information about the destinations, the situation about the COVID in the destinations, about the measures that the different countries and destinations are taking to mitigate the COVID-19 are fundamental. It's critical to know, about it. So the agencies with this role of, offer and to have this information available to all the travelers is going to be critical to generate traffic, to generate again the demand that we need in the different destinations. So it's fundamental. And of course, the tour operation is critical, of course, because they are part of this confidence ecosystem. They are in contact with the travelers. They are showing what we have in the different destinations in the best way to generate this confidence so the travelers come back again, or tell to other potential travelers to go to Colombia because they are doing the things right.
Gilberto Salcedo, Tourism Vice President of ProColumbia, Colombia's Tourism Bureau. Thank you very much, and we'll catch up in January to get an update.
Charlie, the pleasure is mine. So please, my greetings to you and all the audience.
Thank you.